Good morning, guys. I know everyone joined from different places. For some of you, it might be afternoon. So thank you guys for joining us on the call. My name is Justin. I'm the second generation trucker, and just a little brief introduction about myself. I started my career with Amazon, and then I joined my dad's trucking company, help him scale the trucking business from 3 to 50 trucks in a little less than 3 years, and that led me to uh, starting Truckpedia, which is to help all the other trucking companies achieve the same thing when it comes to scaling the trucking business. Uh, we're going to get started. Truckpedia, essentially, we are trying to connect carriers to shippers through technology. And how we're going to do that is through marketing, allowing you to have an online presence, digitize yourself, making sure that people know you exist, and using the TMS to help you run and operate your business so that you can keep everything simple and focus on finding more shippers for you guys. And we want to pave the new way of trucking and retire all trucking parents. So we're gonna jump right into our email marketing seminar. And I always like to start with a question. Imagine if you could generate 5 to 10 direct shipper leads every month. And imagine if you work with shippers on outbound loads and use brokers for backhauls and fillers to maintain a healthy mix rather than relying 100% on load board, right? Imagine you and your dispatchers spend 1 hour per day prospecting for shippers rather than just 100% of the time spending your time on load boards trying to find loads. What would it look like for your business in 6 months and in 12 months? And if you want to run a trucking business like we described, you're at the right place. And today we will show you the tools and teach you how to operate an outbound cold email system that will generate you meetings on autopilot, right? And without having to spend hundreds or $1,000 on hiring a salesperson or a marketing guru that is not predictable and not guarantee results. How do we do this at scale for as little money as possible, right? We use the same exact marketing system to book calls for our own Truckpedia business because it works. And in fact, majority of you are here today because of the same strategy through email marketing. And when it comes to finding shippers, a lot of people go straight to the side channel because we're taught when we first a lot of people's journey of becoming a trucking owner is start off as a driver, and they learn from their friends that, hey, if you buy your own truck, you can make more money, right? And how do I find loads? Well, there's DAT, there's DAT, there's Truck Stop, there's digital marketplaces, and we can work with brokers to rely on different channels rather than going to the traditional route, inbound marketing, outbound marketing. In our industry, almost everybody just kind of neglect inbound, outbound marketing. And I did over $50 million in revenue or in revenue in about 3 years using those inbound and outbound marketing strategies such as social media marketing, producing content, running ads, writing blogs, having that Google online presence, running email marketing, LinkedIn marketing, sending even FedEx envelopes to customers because everybody opens FedEx envelopes, making cold calls, knocking on doors, going to different conferences. These are the things that work well for me. These are the things that I wish I knew when I first got into the industry. And for our series of finding direct shipper seminars, we will dive into every single one of them. And today, the main focus is email marketing that actually works. And I joined a little story time about when I first joined trucking. I struggled in the first 3 months when joining my dad. And I did not know my profit margin was 7%. And I was told to be fast if I wanted the hot loads. Little did I know, the hot loads were actually just leftover loads the bigger companies didn't want. And that's why they went on the load board. And I was treated like a number most of the time and not really respected on booking loads off a load board, right? And that's when I realized, wait a minute, why do I 100% of the time want to get loads off a load board? Why am I not going straight to the shippers? And And why am I allowing myself to drive to my office every day, passing by a lot of warehouses who are my neighbors, and I see trucks from Arizona, from Texas, from out of state, picking up shipment from my neighbors that I never even introduced to? Why am I allowing them to do that to me? And that's when I decided, you know what? I need to start knocking on doors. Got rejected for about 20 times before finally someone decided to talk to me and hear about what we offered to them, right? And shortly after that, we started working together. That shipper was a medical equipment shipper. After working for a few months, for the first time, I felt like I was not just a number, and I felt respected. And the shipper actually said thank you to me because we took care of their freight. We give them VIP service, right? Brokers often have too many options. When they make a post on that, they get hundreds of calls a lot of times. That's why they just pick whoever is the cheapest, whoever they work with in the past. And we're at the bottom of the food chain. But then versus working with shippers is different. They want reliable customers. They want to work with you, right? And they just couldn't find you. In reality is it's actually much harder to find carriers than to find shippers because we don't have any online presence. And shippers knows nothing about FMCSA. The only way to look us up is actually through DOT data. There's no other way around it. And that's why it's actually much easier to find shippers. And from me knocking on 20 doors, I realized that, if I type in direct shipper on Google, nothing really pops up because it's not really anything. However, if you type in medical equipment manufacturers, medical equipment shippers, or cardboard shippers, manufacturers, all of a sudden there's a lot of them. And it becomes much easier when you niche down. This is where I learned about building an ideal shipper profile, right? And I talked to a lot of truckers, hundreds, if not thousands truckers. And what I hear, the common thing I hear from them is a lot of people have like 5 trucks, but they run several different equipment. They got dry van, they got reefers, they got flatbed. And they're proud to say that I run all those, different type of equipment. In reality is it actually makes it much harder for you to really strategize and find your own customers because you're targeting everybody. There's no way for you to focus on all those people at once. So it's much easier when you niche down and try to find out, if I'm hauling a lot of plastics, if I'm hauling a lot of cardboard boxes, if I'm hauling any type of equipment that I'm hauling, those commodities, right? If you niche down, it becomes much easier to find out where they hang out, right? For example, let's say, what if we're talking about this ideal shipper profile, what kind of commodity do they own? How old are they? Are they mostly male or female? Where do they hang out? Are they centralized in one area, one location, right? If I'm out of Modesto, if I'm out of Central California, there are a lot of agriculture stuff, a lot of wineries, right? That's your unfair advantage. Maybe I should focus on those because all my neighboring facilities, warehouses, farms, they have those products. I should focus on those stuff because they're to my advantage. What problems are they trying to solve? Understanding, how are they currently finding truckers? Are they working with brokers? Or are they having their own asset? Or are they working with carriers directly already? What kind of pain points do they have, right? And how can we help them achieve their professional goals? A lot of those people, a lot of those shippers, they're actually not owners of a company. Their goal is to move up a ladder in a company, right? What does success look like for them? Is it finding cheaper carriers or is it finding better service carriers, right? Will working with you get them promoted? We never think about those problems or those questions even, but if you actually think about it, it makes 100% sense. 100 sense. It makes sense. All of you guys are here today because you're interested in finding shippers. And then we, Truckpedia, figure out that part, right? Your goal is to find shippers. And we want to provide the tools, the tips, the strategies to help you succeed. It's exact the same way when you treat your target customers who are shippers, same thing. How can we help them become successful in their role? How can we make their job easier? What pain points they have? We may not know, but the moment we start talking to them, people will talk to you, right? People will talk to you and tell you all those different things that they may run into. So ideal shipper profile, if there's one thing you can walk away with today, I want to challenge every single one of you to start thinking about how, if I really want to work with shippers directly, if I have several different equipment trailer types, do I want to focus on one? And what would that be, right? Where can I find those shippers? Who are they? Searching direct shippers on Google, nothing comes up. But what are my top three commodities that I haul right now? And what can I make myself an expert so that I can work with those people and understand their pain points? And sales fact. This is one of my favorite slides because we often tend to neglect numbers in trucking. Majority of us don't know our profit margin. We're too busy doing everything else. And I want to spend a few minutes on this slide. Right, in 2017, it took an average of 3.7 cold calls to reach a prospect. Today, it takes about 11 attempts. It's becoming harder because everybody's trying to reach their prospect, but 70% of the people quit after one attempt. 70% of people quit after one attempt, right? And 80% of the sales require 5 follow-ups after the meeting. Almost 2/3 of the people give up after one follow-up. So we cannot give up too early. Each year, you lose about 26% of your customers, up from 14% a few years ago. And this is actually the number 7, the losing 26% of your customer on average. This is actually the exact reason why on freight waves, we see a lot of news last year, every single year when there's a down market, lots of trucking companies go out of business. Why? Because they only rely on that 3 to 5 or 5 to 10 customers they had for years. If they lose one, the revenue goes down. The revenue goes down, they cannot survive the spot market. And that's why they shut down their business, go out of business. They're not prospecting for new customers. They're relying on existing customers. If that's you right now, you have a few shippers you're working with, chances are over years, there's a very high chance that you may lose a few of them. And what will happen to your business if you're not finding new customers? And lastly, the number one reason customers buy from you isn't service, selection, quality, or price. While they matter, but end of the day, it's confidence, right? How confident are you? When they look you up, do you have any online presence? Are you someone that they want to partner up with? And confidence, nobody was born with confidence. It's all can be nurtured, learned over time. I'm not a good salesperson. I cannot do sales. I don't know how to sell to people. Well, nobody was born to be in sales. We all learn, we all make mistakes. And that's why you guys are here attending a seminar, is to turn yourself into a salesperson. A lot of business owners expect to hire people to do a job that they don't know or they can't do themselves, which often ends not working out, because if you don't have a process in place, if you do not know how to set a standard process in place to close customers, it bring people on your team, it's not going to be a very high chance of that working out, right? Being the business owner, we need to constantly improve ourselves, becoming better, and adopting new technology and apply them, execute them in our daily operations. And wanted to share a few success stories of how Truckpedia really works. Because I'm a second generation trucker. It really runs in my blood that I want to see other truckers succeed. This success story right here, the Shaft Cat, actually we had our first 3 seminars in person in our office in Pasadena. We had a lot of people coming out. This happened in November 2023. Shaft Cat, I circle right there. I think he's also in a seminar with us today. He came to our seminar, and at the time when he came, he downsized from 17 to about 4 trucks because of a market in the last 2 years not doing well. After coming to the seminar, he was one of the few that actually went out there to apply the tips that we share. And in a short 3 to 4 months, right now, he has grown from 4 to 12 trucks. He has made a name for himself to be known as the Amazon expert. Right now, he focuses most of his business, right, having a healthy mix, still working with brokers, right? But he knows that brokers are expensive salespeople. He got himself Amazon customers hauling Amazon load, right? That's how he started growing his business, and he's having a system in place to go to 20 trucks, even more than that, right? So that's a huge success story. Really, I want to see all the trucking companies achieve the same success, seeing their profit margin going up, seeing their revenue going up, seeing the number of trucks going up. It makes me truly happy to have that, to see that type of success. And second success story, this is a customer that we just lately onboarded using email marketing. This carrier, entirely the sequences were written by ChatGPT, not even personalized in any way, and not even following the best practice of using business emails, having everything set up the right way. Even with that, the numbers are a little small. This, if you can see right here, actually started February 6th, which is about what, 11 days ago, and sent a 200 and reached out to 205 people. 86 people actually opened the email, read what he talked about, and he got several replies. Not a lot, nothing has turned into business yet, but this is how you get this conversation started, through the many, the 11 touches that we mentioned, right? This is the first touch. It's going to be the second touch, third touch, fourth touch. We're going to keep on touching and nurturing those shippers until we convert them to a paid customer. First email telling him, hey, we don't have anything yet, but perhaps later in the year. And then the person replied, Dana, right? So we know that Dana is a good point of contact, and we need to keep on nurturing her, or even maybe hop on a call with her at some point to see what that later in the year looks like, right? Second email, hey, thank you so much for reaching out, right? We're set in this area, but we'll keep your information on file should a need arise. And then lastly is that, hey, I forward your email to the appropriate team for their consideration. Someone will follow up with you directly, right? So those are the emails that we're sending out to shippers. They're replying to us. Not everybody, but if we don't need that many people. If we generate about 5, 10, 20, right? Depends on how many emails we send out. It's all at some point it will become predictable. The more leads, the more responses we want, then the more emails we need to send out. And then the more we need to write better emails that engage with our customers so they reply back to us, right? In this example, I entirely just want to show you 10, 11 days ago, sending out 200 emails will generate you this type of responses where you can start nurturing your people, putting those people in your pipeline. Over time, we convert them until they become a customer. Number 3, this is probably my favorite success story so far. This shipper is actually based in City of Industry, California. They're pretty big, and what happened also through email marketing converted them. And what happened right now was this just happened. Today's the 17th, 2 days ago, February 15th, right? The shipper replied back to them, hey, we're doing our RFP today, and we would like to invite you to participate. This thing is due on the 29th. You have about 2 weeks to complete this contract, and so we can see if we can work together or not, right? This is the ideal scenario for every trucking company. Why? Because we're tired of spot freight. We all want contract lanes, dedicated lanes, telling you, hey, you're gonna be allocated 30 loads every month from A to B for the next 6 months, for the next 12 months, right? Building that relationship, having that predictability will allow you to better plan for your fleet. You will know exactly how many trucks to get. Your drivers will be happy because you're running consistent lanes. You will be happy because you're getting better margins. You're getting much better margins. And it really hurts me because most trucking companies don't even know what RFP is. It almost sounds like a foreign term to them. That shouldn't be the case. RFP stands for request for quote, request for price, right? You're requesting to participate in a contract lane. Request for quote, request RFQ, RFP, request for price, request for proposal, right? Different terms from shippers that they're asking you. We have these lanes for the next 6 months, for the next 12 months, right? And this is the volume. We know that we have 300 loads in the next 6 months coming from Long Beach, going to location A, location B, right? How many can you handle? How much do you need for this lane? Trucking companies that work with brokers, working with surviving on a load board, I always tell people, even if you mark up your rate by 10%, you're still the cheapest carrier out there. Why are we keeping those information hidden? Why are we not reaching out to those people? Hey, I can participate. I got 10 trucks. I got 5 trucks. I got 20 trucks, right? I want to be a part of it. I can cover this lane for you. You don't have to do them all. You can do a few lanes. You can cover a few lanes. having that predictability, your business will grow. This is something as a business owner, I challenge you, right? Define your ideal shipper profile. The more specific you become, the more knowledgeable you be when it comes to that industry. The emails you write, the conferences you go to, the doors you knock out, the phone numbers you cold call. You're gonna realize there's a pattern. All of those shippers within this niche category, they share the similar pain points. And our goal is to help them get rid of their pain point and make their life easy. Whatever their goal is, saving money, having better service, getting promoted to the next level, we want to help them achieve that, right? I love to give the hero's journey example because every superhero movie we watch, everything we watch come from actually follow the hero's journey framework. What happens is always gonna the hero will always start as a inexperienced uh, inexperienced in whatever they do. They have to go through a series of experiments, testment. They have to go through a series of challenges, struggles. And finally, they meet a mentor, teach them, give them what they need, and so that they can go to the next level and achieve their journey, achieve their goal. Same thing. We need to use the same framework for shippers. What do they want to achieve? How can we picture them? We as the guide, as the mentor, to help them, putting them on that journey to get them where they need to be. Is it saving price? Is saving more freight expenses? Is it getting better communication? Is it getting more volume working with more carriers? Whatever that is, our goal is to help them achieve that. Same thing for Truckpedia. We are the mentor, the guide. We want to put you on a journey to help you go through, after you experience all the struggles, to help you getting the right tools, right advice, so you can get your own shippers to get where you need to be, right? Everything follow that journey in movies, in TV series, in real life. It's all the same if you think about it. And so everything that we do revolve around that framework of helping them. And this is a perfect example of customers, carriers using cold email marketing to achieve such success, getting themselves shippers, communicating with them, closing deals. And a lot of people have told me, "Hey, Justin, email marketing is dead. You say all you say. I've tried it before and didn't work," right? And the reason why it didn't work for most truckers, even brokers, calling email marketing dead is because of one reason. Their target audience never see their emails. If their target audience never see their email, there's no way for them to work, right? They try to send emails using the system not intended for cold emailing. So as a result, the emails end in spam. So they give up and go on to something else and claim this didn't work. But in reality, you did not have the proper tools, proper setup. Without that, your emails will land in spam and they will lead to your domain being blocked and you put on the blacklist whenever you send emails. If you send too many people mark it as a spam, you will not be able to send email from that account anymore, right? And that's what tends to happen most of the time to people. So mistake number one, the spam filters. Nobody really knows about this stuff. I didn't even know until a few years ago when I had to learn about it. The first setup is SPF, DKIM, and DMARC. It sounds like foreign to you, but it's very easy, right? It's almost set up a proper address so people can send letters to you. Without setting a proper address, you can't really send those stuff. People can't really mail you anything, right? So when it comes to sending emails, same thing. We need to optimize our setup, having those things set up correctly so that we can get them sent out properly, right? And second thing is, a lot of people try to send emails through one account. You can't do that. If you try to send too many emails from one account, you're gonna get blocked. So you cannot send emails from just one account. The best practice is every email account you have, limit to no more than 50 emails, and do not use your personal Gmail account. Set up a Google Business email account because they are set up in a way to maximize deliverability, right? They charge about $7 a month and depends on how many emails you want to send out. And we need to set them up properly. And also domain. Many people may not know what a domain is. Domain essentially, truckpedia.io, that's one domain. Truckpedia.com, that's a second domain. And truckpedia.inc, that's another domain. Under every domain, we should probably have about 3 to 5 email accounts per domain, and every email account we send about 50 emails to ensure maximum deliverability. Uh, it's a little confusing, so let me just explain to you in this chart. For example, you say, hey, Justin, I want to send 100 emails a day. You just need one domain, right? 2 email accounts, so 50 from each. So that way you can send 100 emails a day. Every month, 100 times 30, you get 3,000 emails sent out every month, approaching your customers, right? And the cost of that is going to be $14 for 3,000 emails every month. If you just, it depends on the number of emails you want to send out. If you say, hey, I want to send 1,000 emails a day, then 5 domain and 20 email accounts, which kind of equivalent to 4 accounts per domain, et cetera, et cetera. So the formula goes like, if I want to send 10,000 emails a day, then you need to set up 40 email domains and have 200 email accounts, right? So it's just all math when it comes down to sending emails, maximize that. For Truckpedia, our company alone, I think we have about 100 email accounts set up, so we can send about 5,000 emails every day out of our inboxes. And this is literally the strategy we got everybody to come today through that. And leads, this is a big one. A lot of people ask, hey, where do I find leads? Where do I find leads, right? This is shippers. Where do I find their email? How do I know who they are? There's a lot of tools out there that we can use. But first, even before using the tool, again, going back to ideal shipper profile, we need to define what are the job titles: logistic managers, director of transportation, logistic coordinators, right? Shipping coordinator, receiving coordinator, warehouse manager. We need to find all those titles and then figure out which location are we trying to target, right? If you're based in SoCal, very likely you want to focus on your outbound load. So you find out all the shippers, let's say within 50 miles, within 200 miles of Los Angeles, California. Industry. There's so many even within manufacturing, within trucking, so many industry, medical equipment, plastics, right? Toys, furnitures, whatever that is, putting those keywords in there, and that will help us search for a lot of things to find those leads. LinkedIn Sales Navigator, company as big as C.H. Robinson, J.B. Hunt, right? Nice Whip. Everybody is using LinkedIn, part of the tool to help them find those people. Who are the people in charge of the company? What's their contact info, right? Going to conferences, Zoom info, find company lookalikes. Let's say if Costco is your target customer, then you're able to find all the lookalike to Costco and the decision maker from those companies. Another thing is I tend to find it very useful, especially for us smaller truckers. That really helped for me was go on Indeed, go on LinkedIn job openings, right? Search for, because those, again, going back to hero's journey, shippers a lot of time they need to hire logistic coordinators, and then you see the responsibility in the job description that would tell them, hey, in this role you're in charge of vetting trucking companies, right? If I see my neighbor 3 blocks away from me have a job opening, finding a logistic coordinator, and under that job description, they said this person's job to find carriers, that's a gold mine to me. I'm going to knock on their door. I'm going to find out who made that job posting and go introduce myself and talk to them, right? So there's a lot of ways that we need to be creative. And this is why I say trucking company owners, there's so much going on. We're so bombarded by the busy $5 tasks that we never really think about the $500 task, which is finding direct shippers. Every single business owner should have a weekly strategizing session on the company growth, the direction, and what they need to do. And who said dispatcher's job is just called brokers and they're scrolling through Lowboard all day? Nobody said that. It almost became an industry standard that, oh, if I'm hiring dispatcher, besides dispatching trucks, they're spending the rest of their time scrolling through, that Lowboards and trying to book loads through brokers. Nobody said that. They can also spend an hour a day prospecting for shippers using those tools. But then we, as the trucking company owners, we need to put a process, a tool in place that assists them to do so. Next thing is email scripts. How do I write email scripts? I'm never a writer, right? I do not know how to write. For me, I never finished a single book in high school. Like the reading books, I never finished. I hated reading. I hated writing. I was never a good writer until I finished college. When I have to do use writing to sell to people, right? To provide value to people. That's when I start learning how to write. The best framework is called AIDA framework. Feel free to steal this from me and use it, apply it. And I learned this online from other people as well, right? AIDA framework, what essentially stands for attention. How do you write an email compelling subject line that make people want to open your email? We get so many emails every day. How do you do that, right? That's the intention of writing that compelling subject line. We got you guys here with the subject line. Do you want more direct shippers? I know people will click on that, right? I'm getting your attention. Same thing when you're writing to people. How do you write a subject line that make people want to open your email? Second part, when they open that, the first thing is the hook. How do you keep their interest, right? They open that email, they don't want to be a clickbait. How do you provide value to them that they find it interesting? This is interesting. Ooh, letting shippers through email marketing. Okay, that sounds interesting. And telling them the next thing we need to do is how do you trigger them to have a desire to take an action, right? Ooh, I want that. Ooh, okay, email marketing that works. Wow, I want that for my business. So because I can do this too. And then action is join our seminar, right? Okay, I'm going to join that seminar and see what this is about. Can I really get value out of this or not? When we write emails, for any reason, we're not trying to sell. We're trying to provide value. Using AIDA framework to provide value to our customer, that knowing that they want this, and how can we give them what they want so that they reply to us and we're not selling. At any point in email marketing, the goal of email marketing is not to sell to someone. And the smartest people in marketing, I think, are the locksmith people. They never spend a dime on marketing. They never even send email marketing or any ads. What they do is they go to major entrances, they go to major gates, and they put a sticker of their phone number on there. Anytime someone calls them, it's almost a paid customer. Why? Because someone forgot their remote control, forgot their key, locked themselves outside their car, et cetera, right? Almost every time it's a paid customer. Same thing for email marketing. We're not just trying to sell them through email marketing. We're trying to stay on top of their head. If they work with TQL, and any shipper that work with TQL, for sure they will run into the problem where the carrier not show up. When that happens, imagine your email comes in to their inbox and says, ooh, I remember John. Ooh, John is emailing me again. Let me finally give him a try, right? That's the power of email marketing, is to provide value to them in that regard. Same thing as this right here, right? This example right here. Hey, we don't have anything yet, perhaps later in the year. Now they remember the person sent an email to them. The next time they have something and that carrier just happened to fall off right away, then it will be like, oh, he's been consistent, not spamming me, but adding value to me. Let me give him a try. And you never know when a lead will be turned into a customer with that type of a consistency. So that's the power of using the AIDA framework to send email to them without bugging them periodically, because it takes about 11 attempts to close a customer, right? Second part, this is a template that everyone should use, right? How do you write an email? Intro, give them an offer, case study, CTA. Keep them really short, right? Intro, offer, case study, CTA. And intro, case study, value add CTA. Intro, pain point, solution CTA. I know there are a lot of them. You may not know what it is. We will go through a few examples in a little bit so that you guys can see what I really mean by that, following those templates. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. We test it. We know what works. You can just apply them to your own business, right? Lastly, what are CTA? Call to action. This is the toughest one. We're not going to tell them click here to pay, right? Click here to pay. And because you don't want to hard sell them anything. You're not going to close. Nobody can close. It's very rare that people can close a deal through email marketing without any interaction. So knowing that our call to action is going to be soft, right? The hard CTA could be, hey, let's hop on a 15-minute call. No, I'm not going to hop on a 15-minute call with you. I don't have time for you for that, right? It's a little hard when you have a hard CTA. But if your offer is good enough, then maybe, all right, it solves my pain point. Maybe I can do that. I rarely use a hard CTA just because it's really hard to convince people through email. So a soft CTA is, do you mind if I send you more information? Do you mind if I send you a 3-step guide to find direct shippers? Do you mind if I send you a video on how to draft an email that works? Click here for instant quote. You don't have to call me. Click here for instant quote, right? Do you need shipping quote from A to B? Click here for instant quote, right? So we're adding value. We're making it easy, not asking them for any commitment. The easier that is, the more likely they are going to engage with you. Once they start engaging with you, that's the next step, right? Email back and forth a couple of times, and then you go for the hard CTA. Hey, I think it makes sense. Can we hop on a 15-minute call? Can I stop by your warehouse? I'm 5 minutes away, right? So that's when we start giving the hard CTA. So example one, it's a one-liner email, the offer, the CTA, right? This is a perfect example, keeping the email short, but also make it very, very powerful. Imagine if you see this email in your inbox, right? Hey, John, if we're able to help you find 10 prospective shippers through email marketing, would you mind if I send over the 5-step guide of how it works? I'm not asking for a 15-minute of your time. I'm not asking to sign up for a demo. I'm just asking you, for permission, can I send you, can I keep on engaging with you with a 5-step guide on how to find direct shippers through email marketing? Very likely you'd be doubtful. I don't think this thing will work, but sure, let me see what you got. And then boom, I send you something like this, right? The step guide by step. Oh, wow, this actually is very interesting. I can see this working. All right, let me give this guy a call, right? Oh, let me click on Justin's website. Let me shoot him an email to keep on engaging so I can get more out of it. So that's a one-liner email, and with an offer and CTA all combined in one, right? One-liner email with offer and CTA combined in one place. If I were able to help you find 10 shippers through email marketing, would you mind if I send over the 5-step guide of how it works? Example number 2, intro, question, case study CTA, right? This is a template of asking them a question that make them think, and then give them a case study to prove why our service work. So the question would be, have you thought about what will happen to your business if you keep working with brokers and not adding carriers to the mix in the next 5 to 10 years, right? Shippers, a lot of them, for the mid-sized shippers, they don't want to work with brokers. They just can't find carriers. And our goal is, we're betting that our target customer are currently working with brokers, and they want to add more ship carriers to their network. So asking them, hey, have you thought about what will happen to your business if you keep working with brokers and not adding any carrier to the mix in the next 5 to 10 years? Can I share the top 3 metrics that won us Carrier of the Year award for GE in the first year working with them? Something along the lines that, hey, can I show you why we deserve a chance to work with you? And poke their pain, right? Say, hey, you're currently only working with brokers. Do you want to add some carriers to the mix? And what will happen to you if you don't in the next 5 to 10 years of your business? Is your expenses going to keep on? Are you going to keep spending more money, or what's going to happen in it? And can I show you the metrics on why I deserve a chance, right? So we're not asking them for anything. We're giving them a case study on, hey, let me show you why we deserve a chance to work with you. Very, very small, very simple, very subtle ask to get them engaging with us. Last example, intro, pain point, value CTA, right? This is one of the say, hey, I run a fleet of 20 trucks. The best compliment I receive from a shipper is, hey, Justin, I appreciate you for always telling me if a shipment might be running late and asking if you need to relay the load within the truck, right? You're adding value to them. You're thinking that they have the pain point that their current providers, whether brokers or truckers, what they're doing is they only deliver the good news. They never tell them, they'd be afraid to tell them if a truck is running late for delivery. So they choose to not take any action until the shipper requests an update or follow-up, right? Shippers hate that. We all hate that. So we're saying that you probably run into this pain point before. The pain point is what? I have a compliment from existing customer telling me that, hey, I appreciate you always telling me if the shipment might be running late and asking if you need to relay the load with the truck. And ask them is, do your brokers and carriers only deliver good news but are afraid to be transparent with you on the bad news, right? So we're guessing, guessing their pain point, and from that we're delivering to them, hey, do you have that? If they do, then say, oh yeah, I'm tired of the company only, they just literally a shipment, urgent shipment that needs to be delivered to the customer, but it was late. They didn't tell me until I had to ask, right? You'd be pissed from a shipper's perspective. And you will want to reply to this email. Yes, I do, right? Let's see if you can do something different, provide value, something different than what we currently have, right? Those are the templates of emails, right? Following those different email templates when it comes to sending email, so that would get them to be engaged with us and wanting to talk to us more, keep on engaging, right? Those are the sequences, the goal of engaging with customers, nurturing them over time and until they become a customer. And again, everything we talk about, you may be like, this is complicated. I don't have a system. I don't have time to make those stuff happen, right? That's where Truckpedia, when we talk about the Truckpedia marketing side, is we put those into tools that can help you make all those stuff happen, right? So this is a Truckpedia marketing platform. What we do is we allow you to, because you're doing your capacity planning anyway. You're getting the lowest rates anyway. There's no reason to keep the lanes we run, the routes we run hidden. Hotels, airlines, they're no different from us, but the business model is entirely flipped. We can easily book hotel. We can easily book a airplane ticket. But when it comes to booking a truck, almost impossible. So this is a tool for you to set up, hey, I run Phoenix. I need $1,500, dry van freight. If you can do this, I got trucks daily. Let people know you can do this stuff. Hey, I run Chino, right? Los Angeles Chino local rounds, $400. If you can do this, I can run this all day, any day, right? Let people know what you run. Let people know where your capacity is so you can market yourself. Nobody but yourself is going to promote your own business, right? This is a way for you to promote your business so that you can build a modern looking website. This is what we did for one of our customer. This website was literally built less than an hour. I think it was like 15 to 30 minutes or so was built. We provide a template. All of these lanes you run, the quotes, accessorial fees you charge, they can be displayed on your website. Our goal through email marketing is driving those people to our website so they can check a real-time quote. And that's our advantage. If you're working with brokers, you're working with on load boards, mark up by 10%, you still have a lowest rate anywhere, everywhere. Letting people know that. And this is part of the feature where you can easily build a website, set up the lanes you run, letting people land on your page and see that. Second part, this is where we talk about email marketing. Add different email accounts right here, right? This is different domains we're talking about. Truckpedia.us is one domain. Truckpedia.co is one domain. Truckpedia.io is another domain. Maintaining a good healthy score of your email account so you can keep on sending emails to your customers. Setting up different email campaigns, right? Sequences, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Having those different sequences set up, right? Hey, 7 days from now, another 7 days, 15 days, 20 days. How many ever days we can set up those steps and keep on emailing those people, and we can track, right, which step is performing well, which one is not. Does that mean we need to revise our email script to make it sound better? And how many people are opening our emails and who opened it? If we're going to call them and they open our email, very likely they know who we are. It's no longer a cold call. It becomes a warm call, right? Having those sequences right up, running different type of email campaigns, targeting those leads, keep on nurturing them until they become a good lead, right? Once they become a good lead, what happens is you need a CRM, customer relationship management, a platform to manage them. Hey, this shipper replied back to us. They told us to check back with them in 2 weeks, in 5 weeks, in however long. We can build a pipeline to keep track them until we close them, right? Creating a new deal and you see it, okay, this shipper A, I know it says Nolan, but it can be anything. This is just all fake data right here, just for the purpose of showing data, right? Hey, who's a contact from this shipper? And what are the tasks we need to do, right? Hey, we can start engaging with them on February 10th. This is what happened. And on February 11th, right? Who did what, the activities of engaging with this customer and assigning yourself a task of, hey, I need to call this person due today and call this person for X reason, for Y reasons, putting the notes, the contact information, assigning yourself a task so you don't forget. With so many things going on, we are going to forget. Having a system to keep track of all the tasks we have, hey, completed, overdue, due today, upcoming, what we need to do on a daily basis, and to keep everything organized. And contact all the leads that we get, upload to them to our system. So we know where, when, where, and how to contact them, what their needs are, and then keeping track with a pipeline of running everything smoothly, right? That's a little bit about our Truckpedia. Everything that we talk about through email marketing can be done through here. This is a tool I wish I had when I first joined trucking, but there's nothing, no one has something, anything like this. And that's a reason why we created this to help trucking companies scale their business, to keep everything organized, to convert customers, not just having 3, 5, but consistently every month, every year, adding more and more shippers to the business. And last seminar, we talk about visiting warehouses, going to conferences, the trick to do that. We'll share a link with this one if you guys find the email marketing value add. The warehouse visit are also very, very helpful. We actually just came back from the Future of Supply Chain Manifest. Great conference. I wouldn't recommend it for a small carrier. For any company with 50 plus, you can go next year. A lot of shippers are over there, but you need to know how to talk to them, just exactly like email marketing, right? Approaching shippers at the conference, it's the same thing. One example I kind of want to share here is I was talking to someone from a really big shipper, spent about $6 billion in annual freight expenses. I was talking to him for about 3 hours long. During the conversation, a trucking company approached us. Can we join the conversation? Sure. Asking me, so what's your name? My name is Justin. I run Truckpedia. Oh, you're a software company? Yeah. Oh, what's your name? Asking the person I was talking to. Oh, my name is Alex. I'm the director of logistics for North America. Oh, I need to talk to you. Oh, we need to talk, right? That's not how you start a conversation. No, I don't need to talk to you. You need to talk to me, but I don't need to talk to you, right? So there's an art when it comes to conferences, doing the homework, pre-homework, during the conference, and post-homework need to do as well, right? So we mentioned a little bit about that in our last seminar, and we will keep on repeating those different type of seminars to talk about. For those of you who wanted to go into a conference, Shop Talk, another one coming up. This one I will highly recommend. If you're a trucking company, you can go to check out, see what that's about, right? If you're ready to talk to shippers, that's a great one to talk about. RELA is another one that coming up. It's all the retail, February 25th to 28th in Dallas, right? Especially if you're in the Dallas area, worth something to check out. We have a Truckpedia community, and we're trying to add content to the platform, on YouTube, different places, our Facebook group. Our goal, again, like we said, we want to provide value to all truckers, and we want truckers to become successful. Truckpedia is built by truckers and wanting to see all the trucking community to thrive. So if you please join us, scan a barcode. We'll send this stuff out as well. And if you're interested in seeing a demo of what we have, you can comment, or you can letting us know. A lot of you reply to our email, letting us know how you would like to see a demo on seeing more on how we can help you. These are previous seminars we did in person. We love taking pictures, just showing how happy people are coming to this event, that there's finally someone doing something for truckers, right? A lot of those people have becoming Truckpedia customers. And thank you guys for coming to today's seminar. For now, we will be opening to questions. If you have any questions, feel free to type them in the chat and let us know how we can help you on the chat site.
But yes, you guys, let me open my camera back up. Now it's time for Q&A, so definitely feel free. So Daryl has a question. How do you balance your brand's image from being a mom and pop and spamming people with cold emails?
Great question. How do you balance your brand image from being a mom and pop shop and spamming people with cold emails? I think cold emails, it's only spamming if you're not adding value to people. I think it's you need to be strategic, where don't email them like every twice a week, or consistently emailing if not replying. I feel like we should track their open rate. Are they reading are they opening our emails? Are they engaging with our emails? And are we calling them? I think putting a mix of emails and cold calls will be a great way to establish that. And it's a hard question when it comes to, balancing the brand image and also spamming people. It's a tough question even for me, right? But email marketing, our goal is to reach as many people as possible that can know about our existence, what service we offer. If you're not a good fit, and if, for example, people will tell you, hey, do not email us. We're not in the business anymore, or we don't need anyone. Take us off your list. Then we'll take them off. If anyone else have an insight on how to better answer that question, Daryl, that's a great question. I don't think I gave the best answer to that. If anyone else can chime in, we'll love to hear that. And
looking for Truckpedia, revolutionizing trucking industry. Great stuff, Justin and Ivy. Thank you, Hassan. Looking forward to using your software, Truckpedia. And then thank you, Tal. Luca, thanks, Justin. I have a question regarding your one pager. Do you mind sharing what was the way you differentiated yourself when you started growing your dad's business?
Great question, Luca. Thank you for asking that one. How I differentiate myself was from doing everything, saying yes to everything, to start saying no, and labeling, branding myself as the medical equipment expert, right? Anything when it comes to medical stuff, I brand myself as expert. On our old website we had, and our one pager, and when I visit people, and when I go to conferences, and when I email people, I know their top pain points from medical shipping industry. So I speak their language. And what I differentiate myself was we branded ourselves as a medical equipment trucking company that, rather than we do everything, right? We're dry van, but we specialize in medical equipment. So when we reach out to medical equipment manufacturers and shippers, it becomes very easy, because no one ever approach a shipper telling them, hey, we're a trucking company, we only haul medical equipment, right? The moment you start saying that to them, the moment you start niching down, even in your email campaigns, it becomes very unique. You have your own voice, and that really differentiated us, and it really helped us to keep on growing and scaling.
Great. So, gotcha. Niching down. I see someone else is typing as well. These are great questions, everyone. Feel free to keep chiming in on them.
And then Jared mentioned that I would say that it all depends on the plan you have for your business. If your vision to scale and build a business, marketing plans are essential to success. Consistency is key to success and growth. If you have not spent time in marketing, it's hard to understand the impact. But what Justin says, 100%, what will set you apart from the most of the market? Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that, Jared. Definitely great way. Consistency is definitely the key, right? Being consistent, and most people giving up too early. We cannot give up and keep on nurturing them, and until they tell us never talk to us again. We don't want to hear from you. If they don't tell us that, we will keep on nurturing them, and with us spamming them. And like I think Daryl mentioned, right? How do you find that fine line? That's a tough part. Every business, I feel like, have to kind of draw that line themselves on knowing when is it becoming spammy. Do you do COD for new customers? Great question right there. Oh, so before that, Luca, I had a fun one. Do you have any Canadian customers? Hope I'm not the only stranger here. We did have a Canadian customer before, and that's when we realized that you guys use kilometers, not miles here, and the metrics difference, and even when it comes to accounting, it's different in Canadian than the U.S. metric. So we have one Canadian customer. So you're not the only one. You might be the only one in this seminar, though. Do you do COD for new customers? We do for new customers. What happened was we had a credit partner where we run their credit to see if they would be approved or not. If they're not approved, then of course a lot of time we do prepay, right, at delivery. I literally had asked people to Zelle me before because their credit was not approved by the partner that we used at the time. That you're not approved, you don't have enough credit, right? Getting paid is a big thing when it comes to working with shippers. If you do not have a strong credit, I will not risk the business to work with you where I may potentially not be paid. COD, absolutely, we do that. And are you using the email marketing service or just normal email? Great question. Email marketing service. We use Truckpedia as our email marketing service. All the email you guys got are through Truckpedia, where we mentioned about, hey, we have about 50 different email domains, right? Under that, we set up different email accounts. We send from there. So Truckpedia actually has figured out a way to allow you to send emails at mass emails at high deliverability, right? I do not use my own Truckpedia.io to send it, because you never know when you become a little spammy, people might market spam. If enough people market spam, your own company domain might be blocked by Google or Microsoft, depends on who your server is, because so many people are reporting you as a spam. So what I always do is I use a variation domains, right? MyTruckpedia.io, Truckpedia.inc, Truckpedia.something. If you look at the email coming from Truckpedia to your inbox, if you look at it, it's a variation domain. You will never get any marketing email we send directly from Truckpedia.io. Same as your domain, I wouldn't recommend it, because we just want to risk it. Our existing customers, we cannot conduct our business anymore because we start spamming people, marking as spam on those email marketing campaigns. And it's very cheap, very affordable to get just get a very similar domain, set up different email accounts for that purpose. Many carriers says working with direct shippers bounds you. What do you say on that? I think working with direct shippers, I do not know what you quite mean by that, but working with direct shippers bounds you. Can you elaborate on what you mean by that? And then
We can go to the next question.
yeah, what are direct shippers' needs, and with what offers we should come to sell our service? Price, service, quality, relationship. Great question right here. A lot of people don't know about this one. Is really depends. If you're trying to, this comes down to your ideal shipper profile. You have to define for yourself, right? From there, it's very easy to categorize. For direct shippers that ship packages, right, corrugated boxes, for them, 100% is going to be price. The freight is not time sensitive, and the thing is not going to be damaged. What they care about, they tend to care more about, hey, who's more competitive on price. Versus medical equipment, a lot of them are white gloves, right? Their thing, they may require, rather than the standard 100K insurance, they may need 250K. If they require 250K insurance, what they care about is more about service, right? That white glove, and they're less price sensitive when it comes to rate. So really depends on how you define your customer. And you will, the moment you start defining your own ideal shippers, you will answer your question yourself. What do you want to brand yourself as, right? Do you want to be known as the cheapest carrier, but moving volume? Or do you want to market yourself as, hey, we offer the best service, but our price is also up there. If you want to work with us, I can guarantee you those service, but we're not the cheapest one, right? So market yourself in that regard. What that comes is branding, right? When they go to your website, do you have a modern looking website? And are you telling them the message exactly what you want to show them, right? Hey, we specialize in moving XYZ, and being very specific with your customers. You might be afraid to establish yourself as, hey, if I label myself only as the one moving medical equipment, does that mean other companies don't want to work with us anymore? Right? Yeah, it's kind of give and take problems that, yes, you may turn away some of those people, but the moment a ideal customer land on your website, getting started to talk to you, they absolutely want to work with you because you differentiate yourself from that, right? One example of that is I talked to a trucking company with about 100 trucks struggling during COVID time. They have flat, I think they had like dry vans, intermodal. All they did was intermodal stuff, about 100 trucks during COVID. Downsized to about 30, was about to go out of business. And then he had a friend in the construction industry complaining to him, hey, we had this carrier always late to deliver cement to our construction site. Every hour that they were late, it cost us about $100,000 in cost because all the workers have to sit, right? All the people the construction cannot move. Equipment has to be paused, and our site is completely shut down. And then this guy goes, wait a minute, what did you say right there? Construction, delivering cement. And then from their conversation, he was convinced to convert one of his truck to be specialized equipment to deliver cement. And he right now he's back to about 200 trucks, and he does nothing but hauling cement. Why? Because he only worked with construction company and hauling this construction material because he found his own niche where it's not price sensitive. They don't care about price as much as about service. So finding your own service, finding your own niche, and knowing who your customer is can really break or make your business. Another example, I know a trucking company that hauls nothing but golf carts, have about 200 trucks. This is for the advantage of him is he lives in Alabama. There's a town in Alabama somewhere. A lot of our warehouses there, they're known for manufacturing golf carts. So he built himself a business by working with those manufacturers on hauling golf carts. And which comes down to relationship definitely matters, but relationship is built on top of price and service, right? You find out everybody's price sensitive, but there's only but at some point they will know that if I want this X level of service, my price has to be up to, right? So that's for you to define. As a second generator trucker myself, I wanted to vouch for Justin's team. Thank you, Daryl. I met Daryl on LinkedIn. He was actually one of my. I matched with him as a mentor for a CSCMP I think a year ago. So thank you, Daryl. He's the expert in dredge stuff. We're shifting focus from our long haul business to port dredge and warehousing since freight 411 really hurt us with 2 driver mess ups. Okay, so that one is the Carrier 4111. What was the credit partner? Jared, I can look it up. It's been a while. I can look up and get it to you. But right now, we're establishing a new relationship with Denim. Denim is a factoring company for freight brokers and for shippers directly. So they have that. And also, there are a lot of online credit system where you can check for shipper credit. It costs you about, I think it's at $15 to $20 per lookup. So you see their credit score on their business to see what's about. There are a few of them I can share with you on the credit partner after the call. I can look them up. And then anything that can help us from that, since long haul brokers are brutal to work with, especially with 30 years of business, we only operate one MC. And as we all know, most trucking companies don't last this long. And even all brokers they don't recognize our old MC. So how can we do anything about this? Honestly, Tal, the best way is staying away from brokers. There's an example from Shaftcat. He had a driver that kind of had 5 out of service within a month or two. His CSA score was really hurt. And what happened with them is by working with shippers. The shippers are not as educated as brokers are when it comes to CSA, the government score, safety score, credit score, all the stuff. So working with shippers, establish that credibility will help you out a lot. I think it's going to be a long process to convert from long haul to dredge, port dredge, and warehousing, but it's definitely doable, right? Kind of like what we talk about. But what comes down to is we cannot rely on brokers for those stuff anymore. We really need to, start focusing on developing your own customers, right? All the inbound, outbound, the marketing strategies that we mentioned earlier, we can share with you where you really need to start doing different ways developing your own customers. Develop your own customers, building that trust. And over time, I think it's actually a lot of times you slow down. It's not necessarily a bad thing. You will rebuild your business much faster when you slow down and build it the right way. And having all channels going to work for you, different marketing channels, every single one of them start working for you very fast. You'll be able to see what your business or how fast you're able to turn them around to grow a much bigger and anti-fragile business there. It just really, again, brokers are great, but they're really expensive salespeople. We cannot rely on them to scale any business for the long run. Should we give the same rate on market or should we bid it the same as broker give them? Great question. With that one, I always tell people, mark up at 10%. You will still be the lowest rate, right? Brokers on average, we know their margin is around 15 to 20%. If you look up JB Hunt, the public brokerage company releasing their financial statement, if you look at it, their margin is around 15 to 20%. So it's safe to say, if the market rate that we're getting, there's no need to give to shippers the cheaper rate. There's no need. We're in this for business. We're in this for profit, not charity. Mark up your rate by 10%. If you don't know what to charge them, nobody knows what brokers bid on those either. Just see what the DAT rate is going for and mark it by 10%. You will be very competitive on that. And then I think you will not lose a lot of lanes because you mark up by 10%. It's more about, this comes down to the relationship piece, selling your service, right? Who's a target shipper? How can you differentiate yourself from brokers? And shippers actually, not the large one, the mid to small one, they like to deal with trucking company directly. They just can't find you, right? If you're able to find them, they will be willing to work with you. A rate won't be the issue. There have been a lot of shippers telling me, they use Uber Freight. If I'm paying Uber Freight $500 for this local route, I don't mind paying you $500 either, right? I don't mind giving you $500. It's paying them, paying you. It's the same money I'm out of my pocket. But if working with you makes my life easier, I absolutely will work with you in that regard. Do you get paid from trucking companies or shipper companies? We make money from trucking companies. From trucking companies subscribing to our software. That's how we make money. We are launching a marketplace to give trucking company visibility that we're not charging, right? Giving you the online presence, kind of like a Yelp for trucking where you list all your business. We want to bring people to you. We don't charge like a broker where we are marking up. We never do that. We'll be more than happy to connect you to shippers and not mark up anything. Anything that you want to charge is what they pay you directly. We will not be involved. We only make money by charging a subscription fee for our software. Thank you, Ivy, for that. Why most shippers work with brokers, not direct? This is a $1 million question because we're not making it easy. Us truckers don't make it easy for shippers to work with us. If you type in Google, trucking companies near me, like you can actually do it. Trucking company near me, you see how many brokers come up, right? We're not making it easy for shippers to find us. And we don't have any online presence. We don't have any infrastructure. There's a trucking company that lately came to use our software, 50 trucks. The reason why they came to us was because it took him about a year to break into a shipper's company. Finally, they go, hey, let's work together. But I need you to integrate with our EDI so I can send your load over to you. He goes, what's EDI? And then the shipper's like, you know what? If you don't know what EDI is, you don't have it. I'm not going to work with you, right? We cannot work with you until you get that in place. And that's why he reached out to me. Hey, Justin, can you help us set up? Absolutely, right? Truckers often, small shippers don't require that. Only the bigger ones. They require use EDI so they can easily send the load information to your company, to your system directly and for tracking purposes, right? We're not making it easy for shippers to find who we are and to work with us. And then, and if like, there's no way for Arthur, there's no way for me to find your company. Like if I type, what can I type into Google to find you? Almost nothing. Unless I type your MC or DOT number, you're not going to populate. That's why they don't work with you, because we're not making it easy. And imagine if you have infrastructure promoting yourself, this is our rate, this is how much we charge, this is how many trucks I have, this is what I can do, right? When you provide that level of transparency and easiness to work with, shippers will come to you. They will work with you. And the truck, by the way, that's a mission Truckpedia, is to bring that visibility for carriers so that anybody that want to work with them can work with them. It's almost as your question could be a great parallel question to before Airbnb existed. People be like, would people choose in someone's house over a hotel? People probably not, right? There's no way to find which house is vacant, which house is available until Airbnb gave people the option. Hey, these houses are available. This is how much they charge. And all of a sudden now people have options. And when travel, am I going to Airbnb or am I going to choose a hotel? Same thing, right? When Truckpedia pump out all those options, giving shippers, free forwarders, anybody the option to work with them, then they will. They absolutely will. I just think there's not an infrastructure in our trucking industry for this to make it happen yet. And that will come in the next few years. Are we safe working with shippers? Payment-wise, yes and no, right? They're bad brokers, they're bad carriers, they're bad shippers that don't want to pay you. That's when we need to do our due diligence with a question that Jared asked, what's the credit check platform? We'll share with you guys afterwards where you can look up their credit by typing their business name and their address. You see their credit score. That's one way. Second way is if you're first time working with them, they're a small shipper too, just like your small carrier. You can actually talk to them. Can we do prepay? Can we do COD, right? Can we collect payment upon delivery? Or can you pay me half at pickup and pay me the other half at delivery, just so that they pay us, right? You'd be surprised. A small shippers, Shaftcat, great example. I'm gonna use him again. He gets paid every 2 weeks. He gets paid every 2 weeks when he worked with shippers directly. They pay him every 2 weeks. He took the chance to work with them. He knows where their warehouse is. They met in person, seem trustworthy. No credit, but seem trustworthy. So he took a chance to work with them. Every 2 weeks, he'll be paid. He doesn't need to factor anymore. Like imagine if you do $1 million in revenue, get paid within 15 days or 1 week. You can always talk to them. If you can I get paid in 7 days because I need to pay my drivers, I need to pay for for fuel, for all those stuff. You can negotiate with them, right? Shippers, again, just do your homework when you work with them. Don't just blindly do work with them. We have contract template we'll offer with you for you as well. Shipper and carrier direct contract template. We can share that with you as well if you need it, where you can sign a contract with them. If they don't pay you, they can go after them, right? As soon as you confront with logistic coordinators, warehouse managers, what's the first and best step to get them interested? Great question on this one. We had a seminar entirely on this one. Is how do you talk to when you have that, if you have that face-to-face interaction with a logistic manager and coordinator, what's the best step to get them interested? Depends on where you are. If you meet them at a conference, do not immediately say, hey, are you looking for carriers? Do you need truckers? Don't tell them off. Try to build that relationship, be friends. Oh, where's home for you? What brought you here? What's considered a win for you out of this conference, 3 days from now, right? Having a small talk with them and build that relationship. And that's if you're going to conferences. Make yourself as a relaxed, friendly person. Anybody can be that. I was the biggest Asian nerd you can find ever back in high school and college. But then I had to train myself to be comfortable talking to people. Same as you, right? If you're going to conference meeting people, try to be friends with them. Ask what they care about. If they wear a pin on their shirt, ask them, hey, love that pin you're wearing right there. What's the story behind it? Oh, they will be so happy to brag about it. You'd be surprised how well that thing works. If you see someone wearing a pin on their shirt, ask them. Even if you're visiting them in person, right? If you're visiting them in person, they feel like an outsider coming in. It's like, get out of here. I won't keep you out, right? If you get people on there, you can be a little more direct. It's, hey, what I always did back then was I always tell people, I visit people around my warehouses. I would tell them, hey, I'm your neighbor right down the street. My name is Justin. What's your name? Right? Start having that conversation with them and to talk about them. Oh, I'm your neighbor. Don't push me out. Right? I'm just right down the block from you. Let's be friends. So let them get their guard down and then talk to them. So yeah, we run a trucking company. I see you have a lot of trucks coming in. If I want to work with you guys, right? How does that process look like? So I will be a little more direct if I'm visiting, knocking on people's door versus I'm meeting people from other places. And yes, we'll share that. We'll share that with the contract template after the meeting. Ivy, please put that on your to-do list. Thank you. Carrier shipper template, and also the credit check links where you can check shipper credit. We'll share that as well. Great questions, guys. I'm loving those questions. If you guys have more, keep them coming. And yeah, so that's the goal of us these seminars, right? We absolutely want to grow Truckpedia, but at the same time, being the second generation trucker, I want to retire all trucking parents, trucking dad, trucking moms, right? Everyone trucking. I want to do that. There's so many startups focusing on brokers. There's so many startups focusing on shippers. Not a lot of people are really focusing on truckers. How can we make truckers' life easy? They leave us out of equation and they want to make freight matching work. Not possible. Right? They're trying to use data from inspection data or data from trucker tool, a macro point, try to predict capacity. We don't actually mind sharing our capacity with anyone. Just nobody ever asked us, hey, what trucks do you have available on a weekly, monthly, annually basis? How are you doing your planning? Let's solve that together through different ways of working. Nobody's doing that for a trucking company. This is really why we built Truckpedia. Is we want to be the voice for truckers so that we can grow, right? So yeah, we'll send this over, and thank you guys as well. Again, if you enjoy the seminar, and then you're not in the position where you can afford to purchase our software, we keep it priced very low. But if you're not, keep coming back to our future seminars. We keep it free. We want to educate. We want to keep on sharing resources. So feel free to come back. We host seminar once a month and might increase it twice a month. And every seminar, we will touch different things, different topic on sharing resources with drivers. And
Before we still have another question.
How shippers look on carriers who run and offer intermodal service? Honestly, I don't know. I don't think they have a way to look at it. They may have some existing people they work with, and I don't know if there's I've never done a search myself. You can do a quick one on Google, right? How are shippers looking for carriers who run intermodal services? If you type in intermodal trucking companies, see if there's any populating. If not, then we need to figure out how do we make your company popular when people search that. So a lot of shippers, they have existing network, and also like the stuff that we share with you guys, a lot of other trucking companies are already doing this, have been doing it for years through email marketing, cold calling. They're reaching out to those people. So a lot of them actually work with existing carriers. So yeah, I think that's what's happening right now.
We have our social media accounts. We are going to post more videos, helpful resources, Q&As, things like that. So definitely keep in touch, stay connected, and follow those accounts. I think Shopcott put something in there. Thanks a lot, Justin.
Shopcott, you're a living legend. You barely started. I can see you growing a huge trucking company. You're known as an Amazon trucking guy. So thank you for being a customer of ours. And I can't keep, witnessing being a part of your journey as you scale your company to the next giant trucking company in the area. So thank you, Shopcott, for the kind words.
Just out of curiosity, what are some topics and ideas or questions that you guys are really interested in future seminars? We've been doing a lot of how to connect with direct shippers. We've done some on, mastering your niche, in-person visits, email marketing. What are some other topics or big questions that you guys would like to learn more about? It says, Tal, great question. We never did any social media content for 12 years. And now, more important than ever, to put more content for carriers.
Story time. Social media content is the number one thing for marketing right now. Capturing attention through content marketing is the number one digital currency for the next 5 to 10 years, right? Especially LinkedIn, the most underrated tool. Truckpedia, we never tend to raise money for a platform. And I start sharing my journey, my story, lessons learned on LinkedIn in 2022. My goal was just get customers, but I didn't know attract an investor too. So we raised our first round in October 2022 from investors just because I was typing out through our content on LinkedIn. I got a lot of great connections, got a lot of great people I met through LinkedIn as well. All truckers, I know a lot of you are not on LinkedIn yet. Get on there. It's the most underrated platform. Your customers, the shippers, logistic managers, everyone's on there. Everyone's on there. You should get on there as well. Connect with those people, leave thoughtful comments, and slowly, no pressure. If you want to produce content, go for it. I would love to offer another. We could potentially even one day do a seminar on how to write LinkedIn content. So we can do that too. So keep on doing that. Like posting content is the one of the best thing to land customers, to build connections, and getting your name out there. Nobody but yourself will promote yourself. In terms of long-term partnership, what are some key factors you consider when working with shippers? Consistency, delivering, not just the good news, but also the bad news, right? Anyone can deliver the good news. It's just when the bad news happens. We're in trucking, shit happens, trucks break down, drivers quit, right? Things happen on us, weathers, everything. Let them know ahead of time, communicate with them. Hey, what's the volume looking like for next month, next few months, right? Once you start working with them. Same thing with anybody, shippers, go visit them, right? Go visit them, send some thoughtful gifts here and there, small gift here and there, take them out to a game or anything, right? It depends on how big the account is, right? Ask for referrals. When working with shippers, one of the biggest things is asking them for referrals. You have a lot of trucking friends. They know a lot of people in their industry who need your service as well, right? Do a really good job for their service once you lend them. And 3 months in, right? I won't ask too early. 3 months of delivering top-notch service. Get to know them, and then ask, "Hey, I'm trying to grow my business. Do you know any people who may need our service?" I guarantee you, they will tell you, "Yes, I know XYZ. Let me connect you to them." Or even a lot of time before you ask them, they will tell you, hey, Justin, I know this person could be a great fit. Let me introduce you to them. They need your service too, right? So yeah, so those type of relationship, like, and also keep in mind when you're developing relationship with brokers or shippers with anybody, we're not below them. We're on the same level. I see a lot of carriers making that mistake. Oh yeah, like you're giving us business. I'm below you. No. We're not below anybody. We're on the same level as them all. They need our help. We're giving them a service that they cannot get from other people. That's why they decide to work with us, because we can offer them what they need, right? We're never below them. It's a mutual respect, right? We respect them, they respect us. They appreciate us delivering the business, delivering their product, and we appreciate them giving our business. Mutual relationship. Never put yourself below anyone. And one tip on sending those emails and follow up on check, just check with them, follow up with them. Never use a word, just follow up with you. Oh, did you get a chance to read my emails yet? Don't use those words. Those words will put you below them and you come off as salesy, even you're not, right? Hey, Daryl, just following up, did you get my link to check out Truckpedia yet? It sounds very salesy. Hey, Leo, did you get a chance to make your payment yet? Right? But don't use those F word follow up, right? Don't use that. What you should do is ask them, hey, is this still a priority for you to work with shippers, work with carriers directly? Is this still your top priority? Right? Those type of conversation. Is it still your priority to solve this problem? Hey, last time we talked, you had a problem with carrier not showing up to pick up your load on time. Are you still have that problem right now? And in a way that rather than asking them to buy our product, buy our service, we put it back on them, right? We know their pain point. We switch the role. Hey, you mentioned that you had this problem last time. Is this still a problem? Is this still a priority? And then you jump in. Oh yeah, that's still a problem. Let's talk, right? So that way, it's a subtle things when you talk to people. Do that stuff. Insurance coverage for direct shippers. Topic. Okay, insurance coverage for direct shippers. Great one. I have one for that as well. Tao was saying a lot challenges in the trucking industry, insurance costs, California rules, regulation, port challenges. You guys are doing great helping carriers. Thank you for that. Definitely there are. There's so many rules, compliance, different things thrown around truckers. Hey, today you got to do this, right? Not long ago, it's like the 2 year, I forgot what it's called. It's always new rules coming up. Them talking about potentially limiting the speed limit to 65, right? Always gonna be challenges. And this is why I always tell truckers, if you're going to conferences, do not go to those, do not. I highly encourage you to not only go to those state trucking associations, to go to those, ATA. Those are great events, right? Those are great events for you to network with people in the industry, but they will never teach you how to find shippers. They will only tell you how to stay compliant. The conference, there's two type of conferences to go to. One is you're going there, you're being sold to, right? If you go to those trucking association conferences, 100%, I'm gonna be there, try to sell you my product. Versus their conferences like where your shippers go to, right? Where you can find your shippers, you're trying to sell to them. So there's two type of conferences. The purpose, the intention of going to both should be different, right? Going to a trucking association, entirely networking with people in the industry, see what new technology is out there and how you can improve your business. There's conferences, hey, I want to sell my business. I want to grow more, build my network with shippers and get more of those people. So keep in mind when it comes to that part.
I do want to mention that both of those conferences, when you go to them, there might be a lot of you who've never been to a trade show or conference. So when you're networking, it might be very new to you. And so when you try, it might feel very nerve-wracking. So one of the things that I would really definitely suggest too, if there are local networking events, they might not be the biggest opportunities, they might not have all the biggest fish, but
go to them.
You need to practice. It's like dating. It's really like dating. Like if you go on your first date and you want to like, oh my God, this is gonna be that you don't care because it's all when it comes to email marketing, when it comes to any of these strategies, me and Justin, we were really bad with cold calling in the beginning. We were really bad with when I had to start visiting people in person for direct shippers. I messed up my first 2 weeks. It took me like a lot of practice. And so I really want to suggest to you guys, yes, these are key strategies. Yes, you want to go to where all the big fish are, but also go to where there are no fish and practice. Get your nerves out, get your pitch together so that when you're ready to go full out, you know exactly how, like, you'll get more ROI on it.
Awesome. 12:30 Pacific time now. Thank you guys for joining our seminar again. I look forward to seeing more of you guys in our future seminars. Any questions, let us know. Give us till Monday. We'll send out those resources that we promised the latest by Monday. We'll send them out to you guys. And enjoy the rest of the week. Thank you guys. All right. Bye-bye.